Satan, Satan 1, Satan 2 to destroy Satan.
Yes.
Hey, that's heavy spiritual, man.
And you got to.
Yeah.
Peanut butter against itself cannot stand, man.
And that's going to show you the humor of the Lord.
Hey, but going back into those missiles saying none of them are going to miss their mark or they're not going to be shot in vain, meaning that basically everyone is shot on a certain target is going to hit that target. If you're not going to have your missile defense systems and hit them bitches out, it's not going to work, man. They already tell you that. Now with the, I believe it's called the Avangard missile.
Oh, yeah.
Hypersonic.
That missile there, yeah.
Man, it's over with,
Yeah.
man. You're not going to hear that shit coming. You're not going to see that shit. Your ass
It's like Mach 27 or some
man,
shit.
your ass.
If you hear it, you're already dead.
Yeah.
You're going to be dead by the time you hear it. Shit.
Get ready for that hot wind to come. You know, you hear it?
It exploded already.
That hot wind coming.
Because a jet will fly past you at like 700 miles an hour, Mach 1.
That's why you
And then you hear it after he goes by, yeah. So imagine that you won't even see that bitch.
Yeah.
All you're going to hear is the noise.
Yeah.
Hey, that bitch can fly real low too.
And it can maneuver.
Glide missile, yeah.
Man.
Glide missile, yeah.
That missile, the Lord, hey, Isaiah 64 and 16 in full effect with that missile.
That's why in the Joel, the second chapter, it tells you that they're going to climb the, it says they shall climb up on the houses, climb the walls, man. Because what? That's the missile defense systems, man. None of those missile defenses are going to work when these missiles get shot off. All these missiles are going to hit their targets.
Especially being bombarded with all the missiles all at once. Because you got to think, if America shoot off if America shoot a missile over to Russia, right? And there's nobody over in Russia, they got what they call the dead hand system, which will shoot off every last one of its missiles on all of its enemies.
Right.
Just imagine that. And the scriptures say ain't no missile gonna be left after that. So just imagine that every missile being launched over here in America all at one time. You don't have enough missile defense systems to counter all of that shit, man.
Overload.
Yeah,
System.
this is not enough.
Hey, and whenever they do those trial and errors, whenever they do those tests, when they doing like 3 or 4 missiles, and sometimes they get 2 and maybe miss 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So when you're being bombarded, matter of fact, when you're being blitzkrieg, that's what they call it in German, blitzkrieg. You know when the quarterback when he falls back. And not only the line coming in, but you got a cornerback and you got a linebacker coming in. You getting hit from all sides. America gonna get blitzkrieg, man.
Blitzed, yeah.
All out blitz.
A little bit more last verse. Jeremiah 50 and 10. And Chaldees shall be a spoil. All that spoil her.
Chaldees shall be a spoil. That's America.
All right. The elites and shit.
Yeah.
All that spoil her shall be satisfied.
And all this spoil shall be satisfied, man, like taking a piss. You know, you been holding that piss all day. You be like, I'm gonna be satisfied, man. Piss all over America. You know.
But you see how the Lord is beautiful. The Lord's gonna have him. What was it that he said again?
Satisfied?
They're gonna be satisfied, but at the same time they're gonna mourn because they're not.
Yeah, the merchants.
The merchants.
Oh yeah, back
they're
in
not gonna be making that
Revelation.
money off of America. They're gonna be lamenting. Because this place is being destroyed. Because this is where they make the most
consumers.
money. Yeah, the consumers are in America, man.
Well, their destruction's coming soon after that, so they don't got to mourn long.
That's the balance to how these nations are going to be towards America.
I want to touch on that, what you was talking about, talking about that lamenting and stuff and how they're going to become a spoil. Hey, the people who are going to be rejoicing are the men of the Lord. This is Jeremiah 30 and 16. Therefore, all that devoured thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil. So like the scripture's going into, you're going to be a spoil to all them. They're going to be satisfied. Hey, but like the brothers going into, Russia going to spoil them, but they're going to be wiped out afterwards because they still Edomites anyway. So when the smoke clear, all right, who going to be in the Royal Rumble? Who going to be the last man standing in the Royal Rumble? The Israelites, all right? Well, the elect of the Israelites, all right? Because why? The scripture just said that, look, we're going to be satisfied from this spoil. And if we were just reading here, all that is spoil thee, they're going to be for a spoil.
And when we come down, Lord's will, we require that number that Jeremiah 51 kick in.
Battle axe.
That's when the battle axe and weapons of war. Because you're still gonna have troops down there armed and
not everywhere's gonna get hit
with missiles. So you're gonna have still strongholds, so to say, amongst the different nations.
The elites
and bro, we gonna come down, man. And
that's how Luke 19:27 is gonna happen.
Man, we gonna be running through stuff, man.
That second half of that Jeremiah 16, and that's gonna be fun, man. That's gonna be an honor, man.
Yeah, man, for real.
Come put the world in subjection.
Yeah. No weapon formed against you shall prosper.
149.
Or the Psalms you asked me to give you the heathen, you're gonna break them in half.
Yeah.
It's gonna have all his saints. Praise you the Lord. That's gonna be fun, man. Putting these elites, the people that have been living it up all their life, putting them in chains, man.
first fruits of our
So like,
Come
that
on, boy.
chain around that neck, get your ass part of that.
Kick
You know?
give him a good kick in the ass.
You know? That was it.
Oh,
on that?
yeah, that was
All
it.
right, go ahead, Austin. We gonna.
Okay. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 12. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Yep.
Put ye in the sickle,
Yep.
for the harvest is ripe.
Put it in. The harvest right, man. All right. This is that. How it's not. It's hot right now. It's hot, man. It's right. Everybody ready to. Hey, you know, you got men actually ready to go to war. They want to get their hands on American soldiers, man. They actually
the whole
itching.
world.
Yeah, they itching like, you know, they want to touch something, man. You know. Go ahead.
Come, get you down, for the press is full.
Yep,
the
press
fat
is full.
Yep.
That press,
Wine press,
that
yeah.
wine press, man. All right, it's ready to get squished. Hey, you don't hide your house shy, man. Hey, who is this guy coming from Edom? I track alone. All right, man, bro. That scripture that excites me,
He
bro.
specifically said
You know?
Edom. That's the best part about it.
Yes.
Basra.
Sacrifice.
The fats overflow, for the wickedness is great.
Yep.
Multitudes in the valley of decision.
All right.
For the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decision.
Yep. So it's near, man. World War III is near. In the valley of decision, man. All right. To lay that swift, beautiful judgment upon all these nations, upon 2/3 of our people, man. The war to end all wars, man. All right. And man, Lord's will I'll be part of that number. We all be, man. Jeremiah 51, bro. You know?
Stop by,
Run, bro. Hey, come on, man. You feel me, man? You know?
I was just gonna say, you know, if I may add, that's that patience, man.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the Heavenly Father ain't finna have
Hey.
righteousness on this low vibration all life, man.
And they be like, you believe this shit? You really think bullets gonna be popping off of you and you gonna be able to run through tanks? Yeah, I believe that.
tweaking, bro.
Hey, hey, they put it in the cartoons and shit, right? You know,
Where do you think they get that idea
Yeah,
from, man?
Avengers, you know, like, come on. Yeah, I believe it. You get entertained by watching that, and you don't look like, man, this shit crazy. You don't be all like, no, you be enjoying that shit.
They
man.
say the truth is stranger than fiction. So yeah, it sounds crazy, but it ain't for you at the end of the day if you don't believe it. You know?
Yeah,
That's not our problem.
Hey, at the end of the day, the body's coming from another dimension.
Exactly.
You know,
Realm.
so
Yeah.
you can't comprehend that.
It's gonna be
You know
it's
what
gonna be
I
a
mean?
glorious body.
Yeah, you know.
Realm
that's
just
something-
run- realm
that's
just
something
run,
you
baby.
can't comprehend.
Yeah.
Like, come on. You
That's
know?
why I said the scripture say it does not yet appear what we shall be, man.
Yeah.
Because you just
No,
look
we're
at us
not
like
meeting as a man.
exactly because the scripture tell you that we're gonna be
His likeness?
in his likeness, man. So we gonna if he not coming as a man, wait, how you think we gonna be when we get changed, man?
Hey, and St. Luke, the 24th chapter, it showed you how that glorious body was when he came and showed himself unto his disciples, man. He said, look, he said, is there any meat here? He said, who got meat? Okay, and what? He ate in front of them. He said, here, put your hand right here, man. He showed them that how beautiful that body was, man. You know what I mean? And he spent time with them, so how much for us? All right, we're gonna be able to enjoy the delicacies, man.
He was
All right?
risen, man.
Yeah.
All right. The Lord gave him that power, man. You know. Go ahead. What? That was it?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. Second Ezra.
This is Second Ezra chapter. This is Second Ezra chapter 15 and 30, or verse 29. I'll start at verse 28. Behold, a horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia.
So we've been speaking about that horrible vision, man. All right. Go ahead. Read that part again, Baba Shah.
Where the verse Second Ezra 15 and 29, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia
Yeah,
shall,
the dragons of Arabia, man. It's Ishmael, all right. We gonna prove that. Go ahead.
shall come out with many chariots.
Yep, shall come out with many chariots, man. All they got. You know, here it is. They trying to buy certain military planes from Russia, China, tanks, all kind of shit, man, with many chariots. Go ahead.
It says, verse 29, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind of the earth,
Yep.
and they shall hear them and fear and tremble.
Con.
Also the Carmanians,
The Carmanians talking about Iran. All right. Go ahead.
raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boar
Yep.
of the woods,
Yep.
and with great power shall they come.
Yeah, and with great power shall they come, man. They sleep. They sleep on Iran. Iran is like a very strong country within the Middle East. That's why America wants control over it, man. You know, they can get control over Iran. They can control the Middle East.
Yeah, you gotta remember, those Iranians, those are Persians, man. They used to rule the world, and they were mighty men at one point, man.
I think the only time they ever been defeated was by Alexander the Great.
Yeah, Edomites.
Alexander the Great.
Kingdom, man.
Huge kingdom.
You know?
This is why they so mad or whatever whatnot. They so ready to go against the so-called white man because they remember that history.
Go ahead.
Continuing on, 2nd Ezra 15 and 30. Also the Canaanians raging with wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood.
Yep.
And with great power shall they come and join the battle with them.
Yep.
And shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
Yep. And that's America. Go ahead.
And then shall the dragons have the upper hand,
Then shall the dragons of Arabia have the upper hand. Go ahead.
remembering their nature.
Now go to Genesis. Baba Bashar. Remembering their nature, man. Talking about Ishmael. Go ahead. Yeah, exactly.
So you're getting it right now, yeah?
That's
why they be crazy ass motherfuckers, suicide bombers. And shit.
Ishmael don't be playing over there, man.
Do it for Allah.
You know, that little and actually, what'd you say? Oh, and actually, it was very hard for America to defeat them over there in Afghanistan. What they say, the longest war?
It's still ongoing.
Yeah, it's still
over
going.
there.
They can't beat them over there, man. As much technology they have, it's the longest war. Like draw it out, like that little guerrilla warfare, man. Ishmael serious over there, bro.
Savages, man.
You know? Go ahead.
This is Genesis 16 and verse 11 and 12. It says, and the angel of Yahweh said unto her, behold, thou art with child and shall bear a son.
Yeah, talking about Hagar, right? Ishmael's
Mother.
Yeah.
It's-
Sarah, yep, go ahead.
and shall call his name Ishmael,
Yep,
because Yahweh hath heard thy affliction.
come on.
And he shall be a wild
And
man.
he shall be a wild man. So that's when they go back to Ezra's. They say they shall remember their nature. All right, go ahead.
Says, and he shall be a wild man. His hand will be against every man.
Yeah, and that's what you got. Everybody against all these Arabs,
yeah,
Muslims, you know, they call them terrorists or whatever. So they everyone's hand against them, man. Right now that's the face of terror. Isn't that what they trying to put us with right now? You know, they trying to put us with, so-called Muslims or whatever.
Yeah, that's
Ishmael,
what Vocab Melonhead does.
They trying to put us with Ishmael, like we a part of Ishmael or something. Go ahead.
It says, verse 12 again, he will be a wild man, and his hand will be against every man,
Yep.
and every man's hand against him, and he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren.
Exactly, man. So go back to Ezra's. All right. So it said they gonna have the upper hand, remembering their nature. All right. They're wild men. Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra 15, and going back to 31. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand,
Yep.
remembering their nature,
Yep.
and they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them.
Yep.
And going into that Benjamin Netanyahu, where he over there crying about, oh, they got this bomb, they want to blow us off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Hey, but all in all, that's just the spirit of the Lord that the Lord put onto these people, man. All right, he's created the weapons of his indignation for what? For the day of judgment, man. All right, he's created the wastes to destroy, man.
Speaking of Elon.
Gone.
Speaking of Elon.
Yep.
It says,
Oh.
and
I
then
think that was it on that.
let me just finish.
All right.
Let me see. Hold on. It says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remember their nature, and they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. Then these shall be troubled and keep silence, though their power shall flee.
Gone. So America, flip around. America's on its way out of here, man. All right?
Right.
These nations are going to come up against America and destroy it. Right? All the oppression and everything. Matter of fact, get Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. All right? We're gonna go ahead.
About those missiles, going back to the continental United States. All right, what's protecting the United States from these missiles coming over here is called ground-based mid-course defense system. They're not designed to stop ballistic missiles. They say it's like shooting a bullet with a bullet. America is not designed. This missile defense system is not designed to protect this place. From
No,
these missiles.
it's way behind.
Outdated.
Outdated. That's the word.
Especially
Yeah.
at the number that these missiles are getting ready to come. Like you said, it's going to be, it's impossible.
Hypersonic missiles, they can't
Also,
stop that.
those missiles have flares on them too.
Yeah,
It confuses the system. Yeah.
Heat seeking, yeah, exactly.
The heat seeking, because that's what they do. Heat seeking. Yeah.
Habakkuk.
What was the precept?
He increases that. Yeah.
All right.
Get
Yeah.
to the point. Yeah.
This is let me see. Damn, there's a lot of it in there. Let me just verse 6, Habakkuk 2 and 6. This is Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by one. He is a proud man.
He transgresses by wine. A so-called white man transgresses by wine, man. He's a proud man. That wine is that philosophy, man. All right. Here it is. All nations are falling after the ways of America. All right. Now in certain places in the Middle East, women can drive now. Hey, that was on. Hey,
happened in Iran.
yeah. You know? And why? They in bed with America. Saudi Arabia sells a lot of oil to America. So what? Yeah. Therefore, America's juiced in with Saudi Arabia. You know, so a lot of their ways that they're adopting, man. All right, and it's causing, that ain't gonna do nothing. We see all these women walking around here,
Right.
with their pants, their ass out, man. We see it.
They're halfway naked walking around all
But
here.
over there in Saudi Arabia, what they women walk around covered up.
They get stoned
Now,
like
now
that.
look, all this women expose themselves, man.
Well,
so they drunk up the wine, the wine off America, man.
And it's even got into Iran now. They were having there was a woman, she climbed twerking on a pole, man.
Yeah, I seen it,
Everybody
yeah.
cheering her on, man.
Yeah.
They should have stoned her to death.
And they
man.
wonder why the divorce rate in America is so high,
Yeah.
right? Because
You advocate being a whore.
Look, this is what they allow.
And
So-
also STDs and everything else like that, because everybody's a sex symbol, man. You're not a so-called wholesome little girl unless you got your whole body showing. All right, you out there twerking and looking like one of these whores, man. But if you walk around with your body like completely covered, like you're seeing Elam over there walking around, what is wrong with her? You're oppressing women, man. Yo, but when you go in those other countries, when you go to those other countries, you don't hear about rape over there in those countries where you hear about it, but you're not hearing about like these loose women walking around being
Sex
drunk
rings and shit.
and then got into the wrong Uber car or whatever, whatnot, wanting to get knocked up.
Hey, the best thing Elder Pastor Hart said, if you ever want to see the state of a society, look at the women. And that's it.
It's the start. Yep.
Hey, well, if America's called the Great Whore, you know, what do you think the women are going to be like, man?
You know? So that's how these countries have followed after the philosophies of America, man. All right? GMO foods from everything, man. All right, they have messed up the whole way of life, man. All right, go ahead.
It says Habakkuk 2 and 5. It says, behold, it says, yea, also because he transgresses by wine.
I got a quick precinct real quick.
Go ahead.
This is Revelation 18, verse 3. For all nations, well, let me start at 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
So all nations have drunk of the wine and the wrath of her fornication. And continue on. We'll get into it.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her,
Yep.
and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Just speak out, they drunk.
I can go later on here.
Yeah,
Verse 9, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication
Yep.
and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her, and they shall see the smoke of her burning.
That's not the one. That's not the one. Well, anyways, the nation.
It might be in
Yeah, it made the point. You know,
Jeremiah already drinking of it.
Okay, so it was in 17.
Oh, 17?
Yeah,
All right.
Revelation 17, verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
Yep, they've have made drunk with the wine of her fornication, man.
Philosophies.
All right, the philosophies, the way of life, man.
Democracy.
All right, democracy, all that wicked stuff, man, that America promotes, and these nations have adopted those same customs, man. All right.
If I can say, I believe it's in Jeremiah where it says they've drinking of this cup and they're mad, right? So now you see America's the #1 promoting this homosexuality, all right, down in the kid level school, man. So they're growing up with kids. You breeding children to be homosexuals. Then you wonder why everybody's unstable, man. Yep. You wonder why the men lost their roles as being men. You wonder why the women have lost their roles as being women. Then you wonder why the divorce rate is so backwards and upside down. Yeah. Then you wonder why you got all these kids running around shooting up everybody, man. Where's their guidance, man? Where are the men that know how to be men? Where are the women that know how to be women, man? Where are the parents that know how to lead and teach their children, man? All right, this is America. This is the main doctrine that they're pushing out throughout the whole world, man. And you see all this here corruption going on right now, man. You see all these things going on because of why? This is what the so-called white man is pushing out into the world, man. And so now everybody's drinking this. You see these Americans now, they be like, man, I'm scared to send my kids to school, man. They might shoot up the school, man. I can't send my little daughter out here because they out there selling their body on the internet, man. With all these cell phones and these different apps that they got, man. This is why America's mad. These parents are mad because of the things that kids got to grow up into, man.